Hey, it's Real Talk today. If you're a teacher of students with visual impairments or an orientation and mobility specialist, as am I, it can be kind of tricky, especially if you're a contract. And if you are somebody who's looking into becoming a contract O&M specialist or TVI, or even if you're looking at just becoming a TVI or O&M, here are a few things that I struggle with, and maybe you do too if you're already in the field. First of all, hi, I'm Cassie. I'm an orientation and mobility specialist and VI specialist. Here at Allied Independence, we provide innovative professional development for VI specialists so that way you guys can become better teachers and not feel so alone. A few things that I struggle with, in all honesty. The first being that I'm all alone all the time. I only work for my school districts 1.5 hours a week at the most, maybe. And that gets to be really tricky because nobody knows who I am. I feel really isolated a lot of times in my day-to-day job. And that makes it so I don't always know when I'm doing a good job at my job. Like, if nobody knows what you do, your boss has never done your job, and my bosses really only care about me to satisfy their goals and their needs, and so they don't get sued. Like, they could not care less what I do. They approve everything that I ask for unless it's something that's new, like going off campus, that thing. And that in itself gets tricky because when nobody knows who you are, it's hard to build those relationships with people, no matter how many cookies you bring, no matter how nice you are, no matter how much you stay a few minutes late and you ask the receptionist about whatever, you're still the outsider in their school. And that subculture of them and then you being separate is a little different. I don't have a team around me, and so it gets kind of tricky, and I don't always know if I'm doing a good job. So that's one of them. Two is the lack of professional development that actually matters to me. Because I'm in this position, if you know me, you know that I get a lot of professional development, but I still have to take professional development outside of Allied because it doesn't count for my certification, all the conferences that I take with us. And the professional development that's offered through the schools that I work for doesn't pertain to me. It's a waste of my time. And I also work under a region. So here in Texas, the school districts are under a region, and that region provides professional development. And those are pretty good because we have a VI team specifically handling that. But I need professional development that actually impacts me, that makes me a better teacher and isn't just the same old things that I've been seeing and hearing from the same faces for almost 20 years now. It gets to be a little redundant to go to the same conference, the same topic year after year by the same people, because my thoughts are a little different than their thoughts and they don't always match up with what I think is best. I need professional development that comes from thought leaders around the world that are actually taking risks, trying new things, and don't have the same perspective I have or don't have the same challenges I have. I need them to challenge my thinking, and I need it to be a little uncomfortable sometimes. And then the third is managing the expectations of my bosses. They don't understand that I don't have an innate ability to work their back end system and to do all of that stuff without help. I don't know exactly where this one folder thing goes because, again, I work for them for 1.5 hours a week. I have 5 different districts. I have 5 different bosses. I have 5 different ways that they want their paperwork to be done. I have 5 different end of the year checklists, and each of them expect me to uphold exactly what they do and how they do it. And I try my hardest, but sometimes, y'all, I don't know that login. I lost it a long time ago, or I don't know how they got to that one thing that they showed me in that one meeting. And sometimes they answer, sometimes they don't, but I just don't know their systems. And having to keep up with all of my systems as well, and that time and digital organization gets a little tricky, if I'm honest with you. 5 different school calendars. Sometimes I show up and it's field day and nobody let me know. Some days there's no school that day because they have a random day off, but none of my other school districts do. So all of that takes a lot of mental energy, and the switching back and forth feels a little draining sometimes. So how do I handle it? With every challenge, there is the ability to overcome it. And that's what we want to look at. Like, there's always this both and. There's always this ability to see the negatives, but also see the positives in every situation. And what I like to do with challenges is think about how can I overcome them? Because if I look at myself as somebody who needs to have the problem solved for me without my input or without my help in it, that doesn't bode well for living a really expansive life. And I want to live a really expansive, fun, happy, healthy life beyond work, you know? So here's what I look for specifically. When I make my goals at the beginning of the year, I also choose which conferences I'm going to go to. And I want to make sure that I'm going to conferences and not just piecemealing webinars together throughout the year. It's a lot less time, a lot less effort, a lot less energy. And I like to make sure that I'm surrounded by people who are challenging the status quo, who are doing things in a new way, things that are a better way maybe. They're taking risks, they're being innovative, because those are the high-level conversations that I want to be a part of. I don't want to be a part of the same old conversation of, oh, this job is hard, oh, we eat lunch in our car, oh, there aren't enough TVIs. I get that. I've been in this I've been there. It's been 2 decades now. Same conversation. I want new conversations with people who are excited to be there. And that's what I get at the O&M Symposium and the TVI Symposium, and even within our Clarity Club. Then I'm also looking for ways that I can increase my community. I want to make sure that I have people around me who understand what I do, because sometimes I just need a safe person to vent to, honestly. And I need somebody that I can say, hey, this one student that I have, he's doing XYZ. How do I get him to do ABC instead? And I can't get that as good of community as our Facebook groups are. I can't always get that when I ask one question and they just give me their response and their answer. I need mentorship. I need people a little bit closer to me. And that's really what I seek. In the O&M Symposium, in our summer professional development series that we're going to be having, that's a community that I want to have around me. And then the third thing that I really, really, really look for when I am struggling, like when I'm struggling, there's one thing that I need to get better at, and that is my time management. Am I being an effective teacher, or am I just wasting my time? Am I planning my planning periods? Am I batching? Am I being the leader that I know that I can be? Am I really stepping into who I know I can be by how I manage my time? And when I have all of those 3 things in place, I know that I can run. I can run faster, I can run further. As contract staff, you make a lot more money, so I love it. I love it, because bills are paid, and that's great. And I don't have to stress about money as much. So if you're looking to become a contract O&M, contract TVI, or if you're already in the field and you resonate with these ideas or these thoughts, leave me a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. No matter what, I hope that you can take this information and help it to help you just take a step forward every day. You don't have to be perfect. Just one step every day. That's the ticket. Kicker ticket. You know what I'm saying.